Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to How to Use AI to Market Your Books. Today we have Florin with us, who's the CEO and founder of this company. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Christina Stanley. I am the founder and CEO of all things Fictionary. And I want to start by saying Fictionary is founded on kindness. This is our most important value that we cherish here. And because I created this community, I was the one who said, okay, I want this to be about kindness. And the reason for that is I genuinely believe that if we're treated kindly, we can be more creative. And we can also do just a little nice thing for the world that when you're kind to one person, I believe there's a trickle down effect that then they're kind to the next person. And we get to share all of these exciting things about being kind. So, with that, please be kind. That's all I ask. Other than that, writer, editor, everybody's welcome here. We're a super diverse community. We have people from over 53 countries now. So Florin is the first person I've ever met that has a PhD in AI. So that I find kind of exciting. That's super cool. So he's very knowledgeable in this, and he's chosen to use his AI knowledge to help authors when it comes to marketing their books. And so today we have a very special treat because he's going to actually show you, look the other way and talk about what Manuscript Report can do. Hang on just a second. I'll mute that. There we go. He's going to talk about Look the Other Way in specific. So many people in this community are familiar with Look the Other Way. We use it for teaching our classes. We use it in Fictionary Live. Some of you have edited it a lot. So lots of familiarity with this novel, which is why we chose it. So I'm going to turn right over to Florin and off we go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Christina, for that introduction. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me here. So yeah, today we're going to talk about how you can use AI to market your books. Just a bit about me. Thank you, Christina, for the introduction. So I founded ManuscriptReport.com about 2.5 years ago. But I've been building AI products for the past 13 years. So way before we saw this large language model craze. So as Christina was saying, I have a PhD in AI, but I got that like about 10 years ago. The thing is, I was working on natural language processing, and once these large language models came out, my whole PhD thesis was deprecated because apparently I wasn't working on the right thing. But instead of getting angry on this, I'm trying to join the large language models and build AI products with them. So, over the years, I've worked on various fields in AI, like computer vision, supply chain, transcriptions, automating quality control checks, and all of that. So I just want to say this from the beginning. While I'm not an author myself, I did spend my career trying to figure out how to make AI useful. And now this time, the focus is on helping authors to get their books in front of the right readers. So, all of you are aware of how difficult making your book stand out is. But just as an introduction and as a transition into the presentation, we're going to split the presentation a bit into talking about AI and then showing you what we're doing with, as Christina said, with some demos on Look the Other Way. So, once the book is written, most authors hit a wall, which is marketing. You either have to pay a consultant thousands, and I've heard about tens of thousands of dollars as well to figure it out for you, or you spend months trying to learn marketing with things like SEO, metadata, researching comp titles, ad targeting, and all of that. And oftentimes the result of all of this is a lot of authors are stalling. Or worse, you just launch without a real strategy and your book just disappears. And you never know if the book wasn't good or it was because the readers never found it. So, as I'm saying here, indie authors today aren't short on talent, they're short on time, tools, and clear direction. And that's the challenge Manuscript Report tries to solve with the help of AI. And you may wonder now why AI. Some of you are more familiar with it, some of you aren't, but I'm sure everybody heard of it and the progress it's making. So here's just a fun way to show you how far AI has come in the last couple of years. Maybe some of you already know this example, but when AI models started to generate images, people tried this prompt, like a salmon in the river, and this is the image it was generating in 2023. So just a Whole Foods salmon fillet in a river. And yeah, this is what it looks like today. I actually generated this image earlier today. And so, you know, it now understands context, anatomy, lighting, realism. That looks like a real fish to me in a real river. Um, and you know, the leap from left to right, that's not only about fish, it's what's happening with AI in general. And it's what's happening in text generation too. So, you know, we've reached a point where the AI can take you from a blank page to a solid first draft in seconds or minutes. What I want to make clear from the beginning is that this presentation is, and what we're doing is not about writing the book. We're not helping you write the book. We're just helping you market the book that you wrote. So just want to make that clear from the beginning. So, you know, we talked a bit about AI and progress and the progress it's made in a couple of years. Now let's talk a bit about why AI is fit for book marketing. Okay, marketing in general, it's overwhelming. I know this from the product I've built. I know this from the companies I've worked with. You're told to learn SEO. You're told to build an audience, build a newsletter, run ads, find categories, write blurbs, pitch bloggers, and all of this while you're already working on finishing your draft or on your next book. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's too much. And even with this many possibilities, a lot of authors are stalling right at the starting line. Um, how do you describe your book in 2 sentences? Which keywords actually convert? What are your comparable titles that matter on Amazon today? This is exactly the place where AI really shines. Uh, Modern AI models, the ones that we're using, for example, they've been trained on hundreds of thousands of books and real world marketing campaigns. So it already knows what works in your genre and in your audience. Um, we're also like we're taking we're taking you from zero to your first marketing draft in roughly about 15 minutes, and we'll tell you more about that later. And then we expect you, the author, to just bring the voice, the personality, the nuance, and the polish in there. And we're thinking about the tools, the AI tools, as a smart assistant and definitely not a ghostwriter. You're still going to be owning the strategy, but you no longer start from scratch. And I believe that that's going to be the case in the future for a lot of the industries. AI is not going to be replacing us, but it's going to accelerate us to be more efficient. And you know, I have maybe some of you are familiar with this meme format, but I'm hearing this a lot from authors. Like, you're already writing a new book before focusing the marketing on the marketing for the previous ones. So I thought this would be funny to add in here. So, you know, before talking about exactly what Manuscript Report does, I just wanted to address that there are a lot of AI solutions out there. Uh, so, you know, this can help you if you're willing to put the time in. You can get results with this as well. If you use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, you're already interacted with this new wave of generative AI. What's wild is that these aren't just, you know, products or tools. They're actually the sum total of a massive corpus of human knowledge, and yes, even marketing strategies. So it's in there, it's in the models. You just have to know how to extract it from there. The models today, they've been trained on hundreds of billions of tokens of available data. That includes books, websites, articles. In a lot of cases, that includes books that were not technically meant to be in the training data. And I know that's controversial, and the legality of training on copyright material is still being challenged in court today. But while that battle plays out, these models are live, and they'll definitely be here for a long time. So, these models will definitely be good because of the data they were trained on. They have seen bad examples, they have seen good examples, and they will be incredibly good at, as some examples, identifying what kind of blurbs hook readers in specific genres, understanding what tone resonates with different audiences, suggesting keywords and hashtags that are actually trending, and many of these things that you'll find in our reports. However, if you do want to go the path of using this yourself, you got to be aware of a few things. You got to know all the time which ones are the best models. You got to pay a subscription for them. You usually have to play around with a couple, so you have to pay 2 subscriptions. And I think what's most important, you have to know prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is sort of a new term. You got to know exactly how to ask the information and how to give it enough context so that it does a job well. I found that this is not a skill that comes naturally. You learn it as you try it. So, you got to go through this learning process if you want to do this yourself. But the good news is that information can be extracted from these models, and that's what we're helping with our product. So, as an overview of manuscriptreport.com and what we do, I chose to put here as a, high level picture, a testimonial from Russell Nohelty. As some of you might already know him, he has like a huge author audience on Substack, on his Substack, the Author Stack. And he said, like, what Florin is building is one of the first tools I've seen that actually makes marketing feel manageable. Not by throwing more dashboards at you, but by turning all those overwhelming, confusing tasks into something that looks doable. He said doable. I want to think that it's more actionable than doable. And I added the URL here for a guest post that we wrote on his Substack. If you want to go, we're actually teaching authors there how to use generic AI tools like ChatGPT and other Gemini and other tools to use them on their own, and some tips on prompt engineering as well. So what exactly are we doing? And let's get to the demos faster, probably. So we're doing 4 types of book reports, of book marketing reports. We're doing a full marketing report, and I'll talk about what's in that in a minute. We're doing a social media ads/content where we create about 20 social media posts and images from your book. We do a blog series where we're creating 6 to 10 long form articles from your book, and then a book Bible where we track everything that's going on in your book, from characters to locations, objects, timeline, plot, descriptions, and so on. The turnaround time for this reports is in most cases 15 minutes. So you just go, I'll show you in a minute. You'll just go on the website, you'll click what kind of reports you want. You'll fill in your book title, the author name, upload the book, and then in 15 minutes you'll receive an email with the reports. I'm just gonna add here a small note that the social media ads and content is gonna take one business day, because we have to go through those images manually. So just so you know, most of the reports, you're going to get them in 15 minutes. The social media one, it's 1 business day. And the pricing, I'll just say it from the beginning, each report will cost between $25 to $60. So there's that. And you'll receive a $5 discount code from Christina from Fictionary. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'll try to cover the first two reports. If we have time, we can talk more about all the other two as well. But I think the first two are gonna have the most impact on your marketing and are gonna be relevant to most of the others here. So, okay, in terms of how you get it, you just go to our website, you click on get the report, and then you just select which kind of report you want. You'll click on get the reports again, and then you'll fill a small form. That's all there is. Cool. And then let's address the full marketing report now. So what we're doing with this report, we're trying to offer authors a complete marketing toolkit. This is the first report that we started with, and we actually, like 2.5 years ago, we started with this report, and we're using this information to try to assess a publisher slush pile. So we were trying to give grades to the books that they haven't looked at, so that they know which one they should prioritize for a human review. That didn't work. 3 years ago, publishers didn't trust AI. They don't trust AI a lot these days either, but some of them do now, more than others. So this is how we started. This report is going to contain 15 marketing assets that you can use. You're going to find personalized suggestions on how to use each asset and ideas on where to use each asset. You'll find a step-by-step marketing plan. And then, to help your marketing journey, you'll also get a list of vetted marketing tools that you can use outside of the tools that we offer. So, I just put here some of the marketing assets that you'll find in the report. It's going to be, you're going to find the summary, you're going to find a synopsis, you're going to find 10 comparative titles, detailed target audience and where to find that target audience with demographics, blurbs, genres, market positioning, the KDP categories, and so on. And I like another testimonial that we received from an author who used this report. He said it's like having a marketing expert and literary consultant rolled into one. Yeah, I like to think that's how it is to have this report. And now we can go over the demo that I created for Look the Other Way. Just please let me know if you can see it. You can see it, right? Okay, great. So yeah, so this is the PDF report that you're gonna receive after you upload your book. It's gonna be personalized for your book, but this is how it's mainly gonna look like. You get a nice first page here, and then you get a table of contents with everything that's in it. These are nice because they are clickable, so you can jump to any category that you need. But these are the assets that we're going to give you. We're going to first have an introduction on how to use this report, some book information that we extract if we can, if it's available from the PDF. And then we go over the assets like the summary, genres, themes, tropes, sales pitches, keywords, and so on. Then at the end of the report, you also find the list of marketing resources I was telling you about, and the roadmap that we create for you. So, let's just go a bit over this. So how to use this report, basically, we're just telling you that the next few pages are going to be like your Swiss Army knife for marketing. You can choose whatever asset you need at whatever point you are in your journey. And like I said before, for each section, we're just going to give you a primer here where we tell you how you can use this section, where you could use it, and give you some ideas exactly like how you can adapt it. For example, in this case, we have the back of the book summary. And for example, you can add a CTA at the end to, just use it and use the summary as an ad, for example. That's just one thing. So, the back of the book summary is going to be a short one. Then we have a synopsis. This is going to be a longer one. It's going to cover all the book, including spoilers. You get a nice pie chart of the genres. You get themes. Usually we extract between 3 and 5 themes. Book tropes. These are nice if you want to use them, if you want to take this and use them as hashtags on social media, like Instagram, TikTok, wherever. You just, enemies to love, hashtag enemies to lovers, and you'll likely find some new clicks. KDP categories, again, we'll give you suggestions here. And just as an example of what we're saying in the primer here, as you could ideally quarterly just swap one of these categories out just to try to see if it catches more sales in another category, or you can move it around based on what's trending. Then the target audience I was talking about. So again, 1 to 5 segments of target audience. And for each of them, you're going to receive the demographics, what motivates them to read, interest, and media habits, which means the media habits is also where you can target that specific group. Sales pitches. You get a few sales pitches that are general here, and then you get a few sales pitches that are created for each audience. And then you get a bunch of keywords here. You get main keywords, you get long tail keywords. It takes a lot of research and SEO knowledge to find the keywords usually for any business, not for books. So, this should help you get a head start. Then you get 10 comparison titles. For each one, you'll get the similarities and differences. Just a short paragraph to tell you what the difference is. Then you get this nice narrative crossroads section. We sometimes call it market positioning, where you get some information about your book at the intersection of a couple of bestsellers or a movie and a bestseller. These again are great if you want to use them for ads. You can just use like a mashup, like The Girl on the Train meets Dead Calm, and you can target people that have already read these books. And then you get a sales copy and a press release. And that's it for the assets. I'm trying to hurry a bit here. So at the end, you'll get the list of marketing resources I was telling you about. Maybe you'll find some here that you didn't know about, and we tell you briefly what each is for. And then a marketing roadmap at the end with different phases depending on where you are in your journey. So, if you're just starting, you'll find the information here. If you're looking for more complex advice, then we're just suggesting a few things like targeted email marketing, promotional campaigns, scaling, and ongoing optimizations, like that suggestion of swapping out the one KDP category every quarter or so. And that's mainly it for the marketing report. I'll just quickly try to go through the social media ads content. So with the social media ads / content, we're creating 20 posts that can be used as ads. Usually these posts are capturing the essence of your book from 10 different marketing angles. We generate images for each of one. I like to think of them that they are scroll stopping. This is definitely what we're aiming for. The text post is already SEO optimized. So even if you post it and it doesn't get a lot of engagement, it will still be tracked by search engines that will make your book more discoverable. And I just received this feedback from an author that used our report and then also tried to create some images with ChatGPT, and she said it took her on average 4 to 6 hours per image to generate it. So this is actually a tedious, frustrating process even with AI if you want to go through it. So I have here a few image samples these were hand selected. So I can show you the images that we created for Look the Other Way, but these are just some image samples that we generated for some fiction books. Anyway, I hope you'll have access to the presentation afterwards to check them out more thoroughly. Okay, and now just quickly showing you how the PDF looks for the social media ads. So this is again for look the other way. You'll find sort of a post for each on each page, and this is the marketing angle for this post. Yeah, so you get the post text and then the image, and then you click here and you get the full image because this is a compressed version of it. And yeah, you just go through them. We're usually, I mean, not all the images are gonna be right what you're expecting. Some of them might be more subjective to the AI understanding of the book, but generally what we felt is like most authors are finding that, at least 75% of the images are actually usable and they are in agreement with them. I think Christina is going to make this demo available for everyone if you want to check it after the meeting. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, I had a couple of things to say about the blog series and the book Bible, but I think I'll leave it at that. And I don't know, Christina, if there are any questions.
Florin, you have lots of time, so I think it would be great
Okay.
if you went through the blog series and
Okay.
it,
Okay.
there
Cool.
are questions, but let's finish this and then we'll get to
Okay,
questions.
yeah. So for the blog series, basically what we do is we try to transform a book into a series of long form articles. You'll get 6 to 10 professionally crafted articles that highlight the book's themes, narratives, and ideas. And again, the demo is going to be available here, but I messed up the URL. So this is going to be again for the social media ads. I'm sorry for that. I'll fix this after the meeting. And then the book Bible is a report that tracks everything in your book from characters, locations, plot points, timelines, description, and any other key details that are different based on the genre. And I'm just hoping I didn't mess the URL of this too. So yes, this is the actual book Bible. Yeah, so in this case, you'll get characters, location, events, concepts, objects, timeline, and some genre specific elements. And for example, this is what you're going to get for each character. All the aliases in the book, a description, a physical description, their roles, and all the relationships with all the people in the book. And you'll get this from most of the characters in the book. Usually these reports can get easily up to 50 or 60 pages, so there's quite a bit of information in here. Okay, a lot of characters. Okay, and then locations. And you also get like the key locations that are the key events that are going to take place in that location. Main events. Some concepts. Yeah, I'm not going to try to read this. Hyper. Okay. The important objects and the timeline, how things are happening in order. So this is especially great for fiction and especially great if you're writing a series. So also some authors are using them just to have easy access to some information in the book. Some other authors are using it for validation, just to make sure they put the things in the right order in the book. Yeah, and that's about it with the book Bible. And just if you're on the fence whether to use it or not, we do have I think 4 case studies on the website that you can go and read. One case study is how one publisher is using our services to help their authors. The other 3 are from authors that have used the reports for multiple of their books. We actually did during these case studies, and at the beginning when we started doing this, we did measure that we are saving around 30 hours per title with the marketing report, we did receive feedback that it takes for an author to like 4 to 6 hours to just generate a single image that was good enough for using as ads. And during a case study with an author that I think she created reports for about 10 of her books, and she was running ads in parallel with her own ads, her old ads, and ads created from the reports. She found that the cost per click dropped 50%, while the sales increased by 60%. So those are pretty good metrics. Yeah, we can also white label. If you're working with authors, we can white label the reports, but we can talk more about that over email. So yeah, I mean, any questions? Happy to respond if I can.
Sure. Do you want to stop sharing and we can have a little chit chat about what
Sure.
people are interested in talking to you about?
Great.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for that. Super informative. Okay, and I've seen this stuff before, so I kind of knew what to expect there. I did put the coupon code and the link in the chat, and I'll do that again toward the end. And we had one question about that of does that offer expire? So if someone hasn't finished their
Okay.
book and they're not ready to upload yet, how much time do they have?
So a few things. So the Fictionary promotional code, that's not going to expire. We don't have an expiration date put on that. We do, however, we have recently added a bunch of changes to our marketing report. So all of those primers that you see, the marketing resources and the marketing plan sections, those were added in recently. So we are considering increasing the price for that report. Right now, that's currently $35. With a discount code, you can get it for $30. We are considering it maybe sometime next week to increase that to $49.
Okay, so here, I'll put the link again, and the code is if I could type, Fictionary 5. All right, so that is there. Now, let's get back to, I'm going to roll up to where the questions started. Okay, so let's talk about series a little bit. So there was a question of how can a person use this service for a series, and then we had a different question for series that I'm going to follow up with right after it.
Yeah, so for the series, we did have authors before collapsing, aggregating all their books into one single big PDF and uploading that. I mean, sure, that's gonna work, but the results on that are not gonna be great. So we do advise, our advice is to choose a book or a couple of books and just run the report on that. And from there, maybe you can adapt it to your other books in the series. Because I mean, I saw a question, I've just seen a question asking about the number of words. So I think that's relevant. So we can handle 100K words. I think that was the question. That's fine. But we did run into some accuracy issues when we approached like 1 million words. So yeah, they added all their series, they had all the books in the series in the same PDF, and they uploaded that. So the report is sort of going to be all over the place because, you know, even if it's a series, there's still going to be significant differences from one book to another. So that's the advice for the best results. Also, what works best again for a series is to use the book Bible just to be able to track everything, to make sure you have everything right.
Okay, so Raya has an interesting question. Would you be able to do a report like this for a literary magazine with a theme for every issue? So totally off topic from novels.
Well, I mean, what we usually say in this case is we just say, go ahead on the website, try it out. If you don't like the results, we're definitely gonna refund you. If you're willing to work with us, we will take the time to actually make it work for your use case, if that makes sense. So yeah, maybe just one thing that I didn't say from the beginning is that we refunded everyone that wasn't happy with the results. So we're very responsive over email. We're usually very happy to just listen for feedback. And I'm actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit excited for these new use cases. And whenever an author is telling me that something didn't work right, because we're definitely gonna go back into the product and fix that.
Excellent. All right. Now, here comes a question. Great question, Richard. We see it for every AI event we do. If you scan my book in order to make the report, do you use my book for further training?
Yes, that's an important point that should have been added in the presentation. So no, we are not training any AI with the information from your book. Moreover, we're only using AI models that are guaranteeing that they're not in their own turn using the content that we upload to them. And moreover, we are also making sure that every trace of your book is deleted from the internet and from our systems 30 days after you use the service. So we only keep things for 30 days. After that, everything is gone. We don't have any trace of your book. And one more question that pops up is that authors are asking, can I freely use the images that you generate? The answer is yes. You own all the inputs and all the outputs that goes into our product.
Fantastic. All right. Now, Pamela has a question that is near and dear to my heart. Does this work as well for nonfiction?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So there are a few things here. So it does work as well for nonfiction. We're working with nonfiction publishers on an ongoing basis. The one thing that we have mixed feedback is with the big book Bible on nonfiction. So the book Bible on nonfiction, what we do there, we're not going to be able to extract details about characters, descriptions, and all of that. So we're having a slightly different format where we try to get things about, like the key concepts that the book talks about, the key figures mentioned, the concepts, the theories, and all of that. Some of it, some authors are finding that is not as useful. So, just beware of that. But everything else works fine. And even the blog series, I think my personal opinion is that the blog series works better for nonfiction, but it can also definitely work for fiction. Everything else should be on par.
Nice. Okay. So Michael says, book Bible generation has been a massive challenge for AI. I've never seen one do it successfully. Wait for it. This is quite good. Yay. So I'd share that. Joel asks, is it possible to bundle all of the options in one discounted offer? I think it's already
Um,
kind of bundled in the big package, right?
yes, so you can bundle all of the reports and just get them all at the same time. That's not going to create a discount for you. We had some issues with that in the past, where some people have abused this in a way that we didn't like. So right now we were able to let everybody just choose what report they want to get, because we usually, like before, we had the marketing report as the basis, and then you could choose an add-on on top of that. And people were like, okay, I got my marketing report, I like it, but now since I like it, now I want to try another report. So how can I get it on the website? And they couldn't. So what we did, we just have individual prices for each report. And yeah, you can select or deselect whatever report you want to try. And the discount code is the discount code that applies with the code Fictionary 5. And unfortunately, that's it.
Okay, awesome. So now we have a question from Earl, who is quite savvy on using these things. So his things, first, love it. Thank you, Earl. Do you have any other similar products for short promotional videos? Or is there a plan to do that?
Yes, we've heard that a few times before. We didn't get into it. It's definitely on our roadmap. But with video content right now, that's still kind of expensive to generate. And so, just to give you an example with the images, I mean, a lot of the images that we create are having some sort of defects. That's why we have to manually go in and either fix those defects or generate new ones. So, to be able to give you 20 images right now, we might generate 30 to 40 images to select the best ones to put in the report. And I believe the video generation is even worse in that regard. So you have to iterate a few times to get a right video. And as you know, authors are very subjective and picky about how you represent their book. Like, they've worked for months on writing it. Of course, they're going to be picky. So I'm still a bit concerned into going into that area of video generation, just because of this reason and the costs. But yes, that is on the
Well,
table for the
you
future.
know, you think how much AI has changed in the last month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. So 6 months from now, it could like it's changing so fast that sure, maybe it's possible then.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, techie question from Howard. In what format do you upload the manuscript?
Yeah, right now it only works with PDF. If you don't have a PDF and you don't know how to get it, you can just email us and we'll do it for you.
Super easy. Usually with like DocX or Google, you just do save as, click the PDF
Yep.
button, off you go. So yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I did it with Look the Other Way. Boom. Easy, easy. So I'm just going to go back to the question on word count because I know you answered it, but we've had several there. So we have someone who says their book's 80,000 words, someone between 100 and 120. Can they upload them?
Yes. Yes. Like I said before, we only encountered problems as we got closer to 1 million. So if you're well below that threshold, yeah, just go ahead and upload it. If you're at that threshold, you can still go ahead and upload it. We might be in touch if it doesn't work or if you don't like the what it created. But we're gonna definitely solve that.
Yeah, so I want to just read out what Rhonda is saying because it goes with the kindness philosophy at Fictionary, and it's also quite true. The beauty of an AI model with a living being like Florin behind it. So this is what the beauty of this is, right? We're people combining technology and to help us all produce our books in the best possible way. And this is one of the reasons I wanted to bring Florin into the community because it is AI and people, real people who are, you know, caring about what the actual product is and what's coming out at the other end. So I just wanted to read Rhonda's. Okay, Virginia says available in other languages? Question mark.
That's a good question. We actually did work with other languages, a few things. So we did work with German, Portuguese, Spanish, and we can do any language. The problem with that is we don't have as much demand as needed, so we can put it on the website. So if you want to do other languages, you just have to email me and we'll do it separately, and I'll tell you all the steps necessary in the email.
Okay, fantastic. Now here's an interesting question from Annette. Does it count as AI generated if you enhance your own images? I don't know.
What do you mean by enhance your own images? That I'm not sure.
So
Like,
Annette, if I'm wrong, just correct me. Feel free to come off mute. But I think what Annette is saying is if you started with your own image and had AI enhance it, does that mean it's AI generated?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's AI generated. I mean, we had Photoshop for a lot of years, and people skilled in Photoshop could make a lot of changes to an image in a few minutes. So, if someone makes the changes, if that someone is an AI or a person, it's still the same image, but it's slightly different and it's edited. So I wouldn't say that the image is AI generated.
Right. Okay. So here we have a statement that you're going to like, and it is from Michael. He submitted his first book in his series, picked every option, so your marketing is working. Looking forward to the results. So, ta-da! Yay! Thank you, Michael.
Great.
That's awesome. Alrighty, so let me just back up quickly here. Oh, let's just talk about hallucinating a little bit. Is there ever a hallucination?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, that was one of the main problems. So, uh, AI models a few years ago were mainly struggling with large context, and a book is a large context. So we had to make a lot of tweaks. We got to invent some algorithms into how we process a book. So, we're splitting the book. I mean, this is some proprietary information. We're splitting the books into variable length segments. So we're not giving the whole book at once. We're slowly going through it one segment at a time. That helps with long context, and it helps avoiding hallucinations. I think last time I saw some hallucinations in the reports was more than a year ago. So now, the combination between how we're processing the book and how good the AI models got, we haven't seen any of these hallucinations in the past year. So I think that problem is no longer a problem.
Okay, so we're going to go to images for a second. Can you do images that look like illustrations instead of realistic?
Yeah, so unfortunately, right now you can't really choose the style of the images you're creating. So all the images are going to be in the realistic style. That's one thing that we have been considering for a while, is to somehow add a button there for authors to be able to choose the style of the images they want to generate.
Okay.
Uh, the
So,
reason why we didn't do it yet is that we're actually, want to have a report that actually decides let the AI decide what's the best style of the image to create for that book. But right now, we're only able to create realistic images.
okay, so I'm going to keep going on the images. So if this is from Virginie, if I have a book cover, can I send it with the manuscript so the style of images matches with the cover?
Yep, I heard that one before also. Unfortunately, not. Again, where we're trying to get in the future is like we're trying to give you some new ideas, some new directions. So even if you have your book cover that may be good, but we're hoping to get better, to give you some variation of the images, to be able to A/B test them as ads, and maybe something is gonna work even better than your book cover in the future. So that's what we're aiming for. I'm not saying we're there yet, but that's the main strategy product reason why we're not accepting, at least not yet, the book cover for inspiration.
Yeah, it's great. I love it that you have a strategy that is thought out and trying to offer something new to the writer that they can choose to use or not use is basically what I'm hearing. That sometimes it's like cut your darlings advice with, when you're writing a novel, you always hear, okay, you love this, but it doesn't belong in your book. And sometimes you need an outside person just to share that information with you. And it totally helps you move forward as an artist. And let's face it, all of this, the whole publishing thing is a creative experience. And it's difficult as an author to be creatively talented in every piece of the writing journey. And it's a huge amount of work. And particularly for multiply published authors, the more books you publish, the more time it takes to market those books. And that's hard. And so having a tool that can help you speed that up and give you fresh ideas, really fantastic. Which again is part of the reason I wanted to have you here to talk about
Yeah, that's
Manuscript
well said.
Report.
And just what I want to add to what you said, we're also trying to keep it simple enough so any author can use it. So just going through the last couple of questions, if we were to add, upload your book cover, choose the style that you want the images in, it's no longer, it's gonna get complex. So, we want to be able to provide a one-stop solution. You just upload your book and this is what you're getting. This is what we think is best for your book.
Yeah.
May not always get it right, but
So fantastic, Florin. That was really great. Super insightful to learn all of this and hear what's going on. Earl says gonna upload. Oh, does it matter if there's pictures in the upload in the actual book?
no,
No.
no.
Okay, good. That's fantastic. So we got that quickly out of the way.
Just be careful. Sorry, if there are images in the book, just be careful because we have like a size limit to the PDF that you can upload. I think that size limit is about it's around 50 megabytes. So again, if you have trouble with that, just email us. You're gonna find an error as you try to upload it, and you'll find my email there.
Perfect. So, or just, cut the images out and just go for it from there. Because Earl, I know you know how to do that. So you can just quickly do that and upload the book. Florence, super thank you for being here. You're doing this out of the goodness of your heart. So fantastic. And when we send the replay, it usually takes us about a week, but we'll attach the Look the Other Way report so you can have a really detailed look at Look the Other Way. Those of you who are familiar with the book, it's very insightful and interesting what it shows. Those of you taking certification using Look the Other Way are going to go look at the genre recommendations and what that book is, and it will show you why we can edit this book as a mystery, as a thriller, and as a romantic suspense. And so when we're actually looking at the book from a teaching perspective, we're looking at it in different ways for different cohorts. And I really enjoyed seeing the one chart that showed those genres in there, and you think, yes, and there it is. Like it really picked that out of here's this book. And then the author can choose what genre they want to focus on. So you're getting lots of thank yous. I hope everybody really enjoyed this, and thank you for coming and participating as always in our free events at Fictionary. We will continue to have them, and Florin, good luck with everything you do.
Thank you so much for the presentation, for the invitation, and for everybody that listened through the end. Thank you.